Coming up, extremely cold weather is almost upon us. Stay tuned to see what Iowa students are up to.
And later, Big Grove Brewery teams up with an organization to bring a one-day biking event this summer. Stay with us to find out more.
Larissa Libby tells us how gymnastics is like a plane ride.
Well, that sounds like an interesting flight. We'll tell you more in sports.
I have your frigid cold temperature outlook coming your way in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Tuesday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Mackenzie Cooper alongside John Chenoweth.
Good morning, Mackenzie.
University of Iowa students received a hawk alert yesterday about classes being canceled after 5 p.m. today, and they will resume again after 12 p.m. on Thursday. They are canceled because of the cold weather we are about to see. Let's check in with Jacob in the weather studio to find out more. Jacob?
Well, guys, we have been forecasting the very cold temperatures coming your way for a while now, and I'm sorry to say they're finally here. Take a look at the map I have behind me. We have a pretty frigid forecast coming up for the entire Midwest to upper eastern section of the United States. As you can see, we have the jet stream coming in right above here, and it's just going to come straight down into the right about in the middle of the country and moving through and all the way up into the Atlantic. Now that jet stream is going to carry in all of that cold air from Canada and just like bringing that frigid temperatures. We got negative 26 degrees looking up at there in Iowa, and then Kansas City is looking at negative 1 degrees. There's going to be a lot of just cold for the next 24 hours. Then going into Wednesday, it's only going to get worse. It's going to pretty much sustain that cold temperatures throughout the day. It's not going to really loosen up until around Thursday, and I have your local forecast coming up.
Thank you, Jacob. This is the first time that classes have been canceled at the university in about a decade. Most students don't know what to do with the unexpected snow day. I went around and spoke to students about their reaction to that hawk alert and what they plan on doing with their day off.
Yes, I was so surprised. I was just like, oh man, are they ever going to cancel class? Then we get that hawk alert. What a blessing.
I was really surprised. I figured the university would just be like, if you can make it, you can make it. If not, it's understandable. That's what most of my teachers said, but I was really excited when they said that classes were canceled campus-wide.
Kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd cancel it, but I don't think I would have gone out in negative 60 degrees anyway.
Surprised and I guess happy too, because I feel like I'm already falling behind on a few things.
I was so surprised. I was so happy. I was just glad that I didn't have to go to lab on Thursday, so.
On Twitter, I feel like everyone was bullying the university to cancel class. And I didn't see any response, so I was kind of surprised, but I'm pumped about it.
I'm pretty excited about it. Unfortunately, I still have to go to work from 10 to 3 on Wednesday, so I'll be out in the cold, but I'm excited to have some time off.
Maybe if it's not too cold out, I might go sledding, but might be a little too cold for that. So maybe I'll just stay inside and cuddle under some blankets or something.
I plan on catching up on sleep and just kicking back and relaxing under my heated blanket and pampering myself.
Probably catching up on sleep and watching the Bundy tapes.
Probably just doing some readings, finishing off my quizzes, but we all know I'm probably just going to stay in bed and watch Netflix.
The second finalist for the University of Iowa's Executive Vice President and Provost position, Margaret Raymond, came to campus yesterday to discuss a number of higher education topics. Daily Iowan reporter Charlie Peckman is in the newsroom to tell us more. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, guys. Thank you so much. So yesterday when Margaret Raymond came to the University of Iowa to discuss her potential candidacy as the provost of the University of Iowa, the attendees were seemingly scraping icicles off of themselves with the freezing cold temperatures we've been experiencing here. But Raymond discussed her experience in higher education and what she plans to bring to the University of Iowa.
What does Raymond think about the values of higher education?
So Raymond discussed other things that she's done at previous universities. I mean, she's been the dean of the law school at the University of Wisconsin for quite some time now, and she was also served on the faculty of the law school here at the University of Iowa for quite some time. She discussed how she really wants to bring a message of inclusivity and diversity to the University of Iowa if she was chosen to be the provost.
What are her concerns about the diversity in the university community?
It was interesting. During the forum, rather than speak to any potential legislation or potential initiative she would bring to the University of Iowa, she discussed what she'd done at the University of Wisconsin and spoke in generalities about what messages of inclusivity and diversity she would bring to the University of Iowa.
What are the challenges she fears in establishing that environment?
She didn't really speak to the fears of establishing that environment, but what she did talk about is she discussed how she wants to preach that people should feel welcome at the University of Iowa community, and this was something that was lacking from the previous provost forum that we had last week with David DeJong. Margaret Raymond really discussed what she thought about the values of diversity in higher education and how she wishes to bring that to the University of Iowa.
Charlie Peckman, live in the newsroom. Thank you, Charlie.
The University of Iowa's Dance Marathon is the college's largest student organization, but there are some students who begin their time with Dance Marathon before they enter college. Almost 50 elementary, middle, and high schools across Iowa and Illinois participate in many dance marathons. The video you see here is from the big event last year. But the schools do smaller scale fundraising events like a 12-hour dance marathon, a 5K, or Powder Puff football game to help raise money for the Stead Family Children's Hospital. The UI's big event is happening this weekend. Well, John, I hope the cold doesn't stop the big event from happening. I know with classes being canceled, it's kind of, put a toss in everything that's happening this week.
I know, obviously, we're basically in Antarctica temperatures right now. My hands almost fell off when I was coming out of my door this morning. Maybe Jacob can help us out and give us some better news, but I wouldn't expect it. Jacob?
Well, John, first advice, get some gloves. It's going to be cold for a while. The next couple of days are going to be tragically just awful, not only with temperatures, but wind chill. Taking a look at the map behind me, everyone's pretty much in the single digits. Cedar Rapids looking at 0 degrees, Waterloo -1, my hometown of West Union sitting at -5, and going further over to the west, do see slightly warmer temperatures going down, but unfortunately it's just going to stay really cold. And take a look at our wind chill forecast. It's just going to be much, much colder. Moving on to the local forecast here in the morning. We're going to be having a high of around 1 degree with partly cloudy skies, kind of moving into the afternoon. Then in evening, we're going to see a low of about -24 degrees. And then cloud coverage is going to continue throughout the night. And moving on to your extended forecast, we're going to be seeing a high of -14. That's right, -14 degrees for your high. That is not including wind chill. That it's expected to be right at around -40 to -50 degrees with that wind chill on Wednesday. Throughout the day, it's going to be miserable. You guys aren't going to want to go outside. If you want to take your dogs out to pee, make sure you keep them on a leash. They don't run away. And then moving into your Friday forecast, your Thursday forecast, -1 will be high. It's going to warm up a little bit, but again, really not going to do a whole lot. Friday, you're looking at around a high in the mid-teens, and then looking at your Saturday, it's finally going to warm up around 30 degrees, and that's going to be a very much needed break from the cold. And that's all I have for you in weather. Stay warm up there, and guys, back to you.
Thanks, Jacob. This summer, RAGBI is partnering with Big Grove to present the first annual Big Grove Bike Ride and a new homebrewed official beer of RAGBI. Big Grove is a one-day 36-mile ride that cruises the Iowa River Corridor Trail and low-traffic roads with bike lanes. There are stops in Iowa City, Solon, and North Liberty. This is a part of the RAGBI training series, which hosts smaller rides leading up to the big event in July.
Tippie College of Business at the University of Iowa is making it easier for students to achieve a master's degree. The new undergraduate option allows undergrads in designated majors to start taking graduate classes their senior year. That way, they can achieve a master's degree 1 year after achieving their bachelor's. The program is not instated yet. However, there are a number of undergrads interested in the program. So, Mackenzie, obviously there were some Hawkeye sports I heard over the weekend.
Yeah, I actually went to the gymnastics meet, but I don't think I'm qualified to give those updates. So let's toss it over to Kim and Declan in the sports studio with more updates.
Thanks, guys. It was quite a day for gymnastics.
I saw a bunch of Larissa Libby head cutouts up in the crowd on Saturday, and it was awesome.
So on Saturday, the Jimhawks celebrated their second annual Larissa Libby night and their first Big Ten win of the season against Rutgers.
Iowa opened up on the vault where junior Charlotte Sullivan scored a personal best of 9.65, and freshman Bridget Killian closed out with a 9.75.
Moving on to the bars, the Hawks kept their energy up when they scored a season high of 49.125.
Senior Nicole Chow had a personal best of 9.9.
And on to the beam, freshman Allie Gilchrist scored a 9.7 to take the lead.
And then finally to the floor, freshman Lauren Guerin tied a career high of 9.875. Junior Claire Kaji has had a season best of 9.8.
The Hawks defeated Rutgers 194.575 to 191.625, but head coach Larissa Libby isn't satisfied with where they are right now.
Moving different spots, and you just don't want to do that. So it's like a plane going, take off, land, take off, land. You don't want that, because now the passengers are all like, oh my God, what's going on? They just take off and go here, and we just haven't gotten to cruise. That's really the biggest problem.
The Jimhawks will head to Ohio State on Saturday, and hopefully that plane ride isn't too bumpy.
Knowing Larissa Libby, she'll land the plane safely though. But one Hawkeye team was at home this weekend when track and field hosted the Black and Gold premiere.
The Hawks started out strong when senior Maria Harris placed first in the 400-meter dash, and freshman Wayne Lawrence Jr. came in second.
Sophomores Addie Swanson and Kylie Welch finished in the top 5 in the 400-meter dash.
Welch got first with a time of 57.12 seconds, while Swanson wasn't too far behind at 58.66.
That's so fast. Iowa finished the premiere with 5 overall victories.
Iowa will head to Nebraska.
I felt him on my shoulder the whole race, so I knew he didn't fall too far behind, or I didn't pull away, so I knew he was out there competing, trying to run fast.
This is my first 400 college-wise, so I would say I follow Mario Harris. He's a Big Ten champion. Coach told me to follow him and just prepare like it was a rep.
I'm kind of disappointed. I'm a few seconds off from what my PR is, but I just have to be happy with I'm at this point in the season, because I've completely switched my training from last year, and all you can ask for is just getting better every meet.
To Nebraska this weekend to compete in the Frank Savine Invite.
And finally, the men's tennis team added another win to their undefeated record this past Sunday over Butler.
The Hawkeyes won the doubles point after the 5th straight match. Oliver Okunwo and Willie Davis shut out their opponents 6-0.
Kareem Alaf and Jonas Larson remained perfect in the doubles competition, which helped Iowa take this one 5-2.
Got up 3-0 and then got into some tight moments at 4 singles, was able to pull off a tiebreaker. Will Davies playing under pressure really well. That was nice to see.
We need to be a little bit more consistent. Then that stems from practice, just doing the little things, doing the basics immaculately, and that'll be a big thing for us, definitely.
That's it from us in the sports studio. Try not to miss us too much tomorrow.
But come back on Thursday to hear from the wrestling team before a big weekend on the road.
Guys, back to you at the desk.
Thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday morning edition of DITV.
With classes being canceled, we will be back on air on Thursday morning at 10 a.m.
But be sure to visit dailyiowan.com for all your latest news, even while we are off the air.
For DITV, I'm Mackenzie Cooper.
And I'm John Chenoweth. Stay warm, Hawkeyes.